We got a lot to talk about today, so let's get to it. If you're in a self-defense encounter and you have to use your firearm, what's one thing you're going to have to do? Present your gun. Whether it's from the table, whether it's from a holster, whatever. And a lot of newer shooters, whenever they start shooting, even if they've been shooting for a long time, they're not necessarily new, but they've been shooting for decades and just haven't had the right type of guidance. They do a lot of this, guns clear. They do a lot of fishing and bowling. We don't want to do that. Why not? Well, let's talk about fishing. People do that. All of this time fiddling in the air is time that the bad guy is running at you, shooting at you, trying to stab you, whatever, and your gun's pointed up here. If you were to press the trigger this way, that bullet is going somewhere. There was just a little girl, New Year's 2025, I believe it was in New Mexico. Dwayne showed it to me, shout out to Dwayne. Somebody shot into the air. This girl was playing with fireworks and the bullet just came down, hit her in the head, gone, instantly. Playing with fireworks, minding her own business. They didn't even know where the bullet came from. It was just people shooting in the air, celebrating the new year. So that bullet's going to come back somewhere, but that bullet is not going to go towards the threat that's trying to take you out of here. So this wastes time. If we're bowling and we're doing this, all of this is spent pointing the gun at the ground. If you shoot the ground, it's obviously not going to hit the threat, but that bullet could potentially bounce around and go hit other things. You're going to be held accountable for every round you shoot. So there's various positions. You know, we have the low ready. Some people say that this is the low ready, whatever. I personally like the 45-degree angle because I don't walk around with my gun up here like this, pointed at people's feet. But I like the compressed ready because your compressed ready position is going to be almost from everything. Like, think about this. If I had an outside the waistband holster and my gun was just sitting here, when I draw that gun, just like my outside the waistband draw videos, I'm drawing it and then coming here. If I have a appendix holster, I'm going to draw it and then come here. If I'm picking the gun off a table, I'm going to pick it up and then come out here. If I'm moving around somebody, let's say the floor isn't the ideal place or down isn't the ideal direction to point the gun. Then when I'm moving around somebody like this, I got my gun pointed up. As I come around whoever or whatever, when I present the gun, it's here. If I'm deciding to move around them a different way, where I'm pointing it down is the safer direction, and I'm coming down around somebody and then bringing it up, it's here. Everything is here. Everything is here. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to present from here. I could potentially shoot from here. I could also shoot into position. But the gun is ready. It's ready to go. If the person's close enough, the average is like 3 to 7 yards. If the person is close enough and you don't have enough time, you can just start shooting from here, but at least the gun is oriented downrange at the bad guy. So how do we practice this? First of all, you want to practice it dry, because all the dry fire reps, like the dry fire video that I've already done, go watch that. That's going to get you more comfortable with your gun. You're technically shooting, you're doing all the manipulation that you're already going to do anyway. So we want to make sure it's empty. Even though it's empty, it's still loaded. Checks are always free. So we're going to start here, and people want to burn it down real fast. Don't. Take your time. If you're at home or whatever, the speed will come. It doesn't matter if you press it out super fast and it looks like garbage and you're going to hit some innocent bystander, go to jail for 30 years. So we want to start here. What I always do is I start here, I'm relaxed, I have my grip, I bring the gun up to my eyes. All right, I see it, I see my sights align. I come back, relax, up to my eyes. I'm envisioning the gun kind of riding an escalator up to my eyes. You want almost the same presentation every single time. Is it going to be precise every single time? No, because we're not robots. But I see my sights when I present the gun more times than I don't see it. Now, if I don't see it, like right now it's a little bit to the left, I just move the gun. Okay, I pushed it a little to the left this time. Let me try to focus on lining it up this time. Okay, now it's lined up. Oh, I brought up the gun high, so I need to notch it down and keep remembering what it looks like with my sights being level as I bring it up to my eyes. I don't need to come down to the gun. I'm the boss of the gun. I tell the gun what to do. The gun has no say here. It's all about me. It's the me show. So I don't need to come down to the gun. I don't need to do this. I want to keep upright and bring the gun up to my eyes. Now, this is going to come into play when the target is closer, because let's say this target, right now the target's just at 5 yards, but let's say the target was even closer, right? And let's say it was an actual bad guy. Am I going to look at my sights? Absolutely not. I'm not worrying about seeing my sights, but what I'm going to do is trust my thumb, that my thumb is pointing at the target. My thumb is pointing, hey you, but with my thumb, okay? So when I present the gun, and I'm used to presenting it straight each time, if there's a bad guy in front of me, my presentation, I've gotten so accustomed to my presentation and my presentation being right more times than it's not right, that I can then just trust that I can instinctually point at this bad guy. I'm looking past my sights at the target, but I know I'll still have somewhat of an acceptable hit. It might not be, 2 bullet holes right on top of each other, but I'm going to hit the guy, right? I'm not going to miss way over here because I've been practicing presenting it straight forward. Okay, so then let's say there's a guy and he has a buddy. The FBI says 70% of the time it's 3 to 5 criminals who are attacking you. Maybe one of the guys is 3 yards, he's right in front of you, and then maybe one of his other buddies is 15 yards and he's coming towards you. So you pull up, pop, 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 and then turn to the buddy. Well, my sights are already in my face. So I'm not moving my head to then see my sights on a further target and make sure I'm accurate. I just bring my eyes to the sights because I looked past the sights, now I see the sights, but nothing has changed. So you want to practice this dry. I try to do 5 relatively slow, perfect. If I get to 4 and I do this, it's like, start over, stay at the same speed. I need to get 5 perfect in a row. I actually got that from Dakota, shout out to Dakota. Then once I get 5 perfect in a row, then I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. Am I getting 5 perfect in a row? Yes. So now I'm going to speed it up even faster, and that's how I'm going to continuously progress. And then of course you can take it from, drawing from your waistband and stuff like that. Go watch those videos because everything comes to here. Now I'm going to put some eyes and ears on. All right, eyes and ears are on. Now you've practiced it dry at home. When you come to the range, you don't immediately want to start burning stuff down. You want to practice it loaded, but not shooting. Because I'll show you left-handed, when I'm presenting the gun, I'm not getting out here and then bringing my finger into the trigger guard. Rule number 2, keep your finger off the trigger until you see your sights and make the decision to fire. But if I know, the gun's pointed in the direction that I'm looking to fire and I'm under stress because somebody's trying to hurt me, I'm not going to make sure I follow that rule. Okay, I see my sights, and because real life doesn't work like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the trigger. You have slack, and then you have the wall. You take out the slack to the wall. As I'm presenting from this compressed ready up to my eyes, my finger isn't staying here. My finger is coming to take out the slack and go up to the wall, and then I see my sights. All I have to do is then press through the wall. So you want to get good with your trigger press and get comfortable with the weight of your trigger. However, when we're doing this loaded, what we're trying to now accomplish is we know if we crash through that trigger, the gun's going to go off. So we want to start to build the discipline while the gun's loaded. Fingers off the trigger when I come back. Everything's kind of like one movement. As I bring it up, like I'll say when I'm on the wall, I'm already on the wall. Before I'm even seeing my sights, I'm already on the wall of the trigger. So I see my sights, and now as I'm coming back, my finger's coming off the wall. It's like on, off, on, off. It's all one movement, one continuous movement. So then I just want to do the same things that I did dry, loaded, to develop my trigger finger control so I don't start crashing through stuff. Then after that, I want to bring it up, see my sight, press. Finger comes off, back. You want to do it slow. Oh, people are going to be like, oh, well, you don't move slow. You don't want to rush through it, okay? You get what I'm saying? Some people who watch these videos, I promise, man, they like first grade education. You have to like really dumb it down for them. We're not purposely trying to be slow per se, but we're trying to have intent on what we're doing. We're not working on, marksmanship and shooting the hair off a gnat's nuts. We're just giving ourselves, an 8-inch target because this is more defensive shooting. We are bringing the gun up to the wall, press, back, relax, up to the wall, press, back, relax. And we are aware of what's going on. I'm feeling everything that's going on. I'm feeling if my shoulders or my traps tighten up. Because a lot of people, they'll do that. Ooh, man, they're so strong and everything is, ooh, yeah, strength. So if I'm feeling that, I need to be like, whew, relax. I actually had to do that for a while. Doing jujitsu, everything was about, technique. It wasn't so much about how strong you were per se. If you just tried to muscle somebody, then they're just going to muscle you. So now y'all are just muscling each other, and whoever's the strongest in muscling the other person is going to win. So we want to shoot in positions that we can sustain over prolonged periods of time. So when I'm presenting the gun, I'm not hiking up my shoulders. I'm focused on keeping my shoulders down. Sights, bring it back. Sights, wall, bring it back. And I'm just wanting to hit my shots. If I'm starting to miss shots, something I'm doing isn't right. Maybe I need to unload the gun. Dry. All right. Wall, sights. Oh. Okay, you're flinching. That's why you're missing. So we need to reset our brain and try that and focus on this joint right here. Focus on just pressing the trigger instead of pulling the trigger or trying to muscle the gun. If you immediately unload your gun and just start shooting dry, you'll be amazed at how much that's going to show you as far as like what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. So, trying to keep this video short, practice that at home, and then come to the range and practice it. You want to get good presenting the gun and having virtually the same presentation every single time. All right, hope you liked that video, got some value from it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one. Roll mine.